But then you cannot blame them because they didn't appoint themselves. We must blame the person who has appointed them.
Yeah.
Okay? If he was comfortable appointing fellows who are incompetent, why are we even wasting time talking about these people who have been appointed? They didn't appoint themselves.
Yeah.
The other thing is, we are now going to start disrespecting you. We don't respect you. We have no time for you. And the sooner you realize that we are tired of you, the sooner you realize, the better for you. Because if you don't, we'll get you out of that office in a very, very bad way. They are milked everything. They are now milking blood. I think by the time we get to 2027, there will be no Kenyans. What gives him the idea that he can do as he wishes? This is not his personal house. This is not Sogoi. I think the president needs to stop being simplistic.
Is there a vacuum post Raila?
Play one clip where Ruto has spoken truthfully.
Hello there and welcome to Philip Kisia Unscripted. My name is Jadiel Kabiro for conversation on policy and governance. Here we talk about what is happening in the country. President William Ruto is back and is transversing Mount Kenya, getting heckled in Kiambu. Not him specifically, but people are heckling in his meeting. Gachagua calling him a king, mfalme. Watch this.
Ni mfalme wetu, president wa Kenya. Amekuja kutuletea maendeleo. Munaleta aibu mbele ya rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya katika eneo ambao sisi ni watu ya heshima. Mimi nataka niambie governor, niambie MPs, kuanzia leo hiyo maneno hatuwezi kubali hapa katika mlima.
We'll talk about that and for certificates. Public Service Commission says over 2,000 of its public servants or public officers don't have the right credentials. Philip Kisia is here with me. Kisia, it's Friday. How are you?
Well, Jadel, I'm good. Of course, there are some highlights which have been very pleasing.
Pleasing.
I saw my president and my good friend, His Excellency William Ruto, really being humbled. If you could look at his demeanor, he's in his usual kaunda suit, that Chinese kaunda suit thing. He really looked humbled. For once, he was humbled. I could see him, he almost wanted to dive into a grave, but there was no grave.
Our conversation for today is shame in Kenya Kwanza's government. You also look at cabinet secretaries arguing on social media, not agreeing on who is supposed to do what. They don't know their responsibilities clearly. But Philip, you look at this Kiambu case. Well, let's start with that. You say the president has been humbled. Rigathi Gachagua tells his people in the mountain, this is mfalme, mnatuaibisha. This is a king. What comes to mind?
What comes to mind? You're putting me in a corner, man. Stupidity. Because we have moved from the era of adoring people and worshipping people. Even Moise at some point said, listen, stop worshipping me. I'm just a human being. Now Gachagua is taking us back 30 years ago when we used to worship people in high office. It won't carry any weight. You see, we know him as our president and we love him. He's supposed to be a servant leader, but his principal assistant wants to convert him into some mfalme king sort of a thing. Yeah. But let's get a bit serious here. What I saw, and I'm sure you saw it, and even if William and Gachagua are pretending that they are stones because they could not hear, neither could they see. I am sure they saw and they heard. It was very resounding. What people are saying is that we are tired of you. We are tired of your lies. Yeah, you have failed us. We had so much hope in you. We thought that by electing one of our own, that life will be better for us. But life is unbearable. People are suffering. People are going through pain. And I think if you ask me, if I'm analyzing that video, people are just reminding the president, we've seen you disrespecting the Constitution. We are now going to start disrespecting you. We don't respect you. We have no time for you. And the sooner you realize that we are tired of you, the sooner you realize, the better for you. Because if you don't, yeah, we'll get you out of that office in a very, very bad way.
But were they heckling the president, or was it
You
local
see,
politics
no,
at play?
there's nothing like local politics. Politics is politics. Number one, the president has intelligence. They brief him. Unless you are saying that, as usual, he refused to take advice. And he said, as usual, I'll climb onto the rooftop and I'll start lecturing those youth. This time, he was unable to lecture the youth because it was resounding. Their voices were clear. They were screaming, they were shouting, and they were telling him, Zakayo, please, stop your nonsense. We are tired of you. So let us not hide behind, like I saw Gachagua trying to buttress the thing, saying that, Your Excellency, these people love you. They were not heckling you, but they were heckling your messengers. People don't heckle messengers. People deal with the principle. They dealt with William Ruto in Kiambu properly and squarely. Nothing short of that. It's just a message they were sending to the president that we are tired.
Now it started with Meru, now we are in Kiambu. What is happening in Mount Kenya?
You see, the expectations in Mount Kenya were so great. People in Mount Kenya gave him about 90%. Now they are not part of that government. They are not part of the looting. They are only part of our pain. The pain that the other Kenyans are experiencing is the same pain. In fact, not even in equal measure, double the measure. They're going through pain. And you see, it's like paying school fees for a child, and you have great hopes in the child, that this child will do an A for you. The child comes with an E. With an E. E. You know, E is as good as F.
And so the pain is what
the pain, they are feeling more pain than us who didn't vote for him.
Let's get into a conversation. Another thing that is happening in the country is this 2,000 cases of forged certificates from Ambassador Anthony Michel, who is the chairperson of the Public Service Commission. He comes and says we have to streamline things. People must go to jail. People must be fired because they got these jobs without the right credentials. Some of them promoted, some of them designated to different places without credentials. When you look at this, what does this say about the state of governance and integrity within the public service?
You know, Jad, I'm surprised that Public Service Commission is waking up now. I'm surprised. Immediately I joined government, the first thing that I did was to carry out a comprehensive HR review in all the institutions. I did that at KICC, comprehensive HR review. Then I developed a strategic plan, which then informed any action that I took. When I went to City Hall, I had a 5-point agenda. One of the agenda was to carry out a comprehensive HR review. Comprehensive was not limited because we focus so much on payroll audit. Who is not supposed to be on the payroll but has found himself on the payroll, and so on and so forth. What they need to do as public service is to carry out a comprehensive HR review. It will look at workflow management, it will look at job analysis, it will look at the payment structure, it will look at the personal specifications, it will look at all those requirements under HR, okay, including payroll audit. Okay? But what I can say is that it is a sad state of affairs. When a government, okay, employs people who are not qualified, employs people who have questionable credentials, what message are we sending to the international market? Because, you young people, when you graduate, and I keep on telling our young people, you are global citizens. You should be able to look for jobs beyond the borders. So what message are we sending? It's a very untidy message. We are telling the international market that you cannot trust Kenyans. That when a Kenyan applies for a job using academic credentials from that country, scrutinize them several times before you engage. So there is that credibility that we lose at the global scene, okay, which is not good for our image. But then again, what are we doing to the youth? The ones who are working very hard, the ones who have acquired certificates, diplomas, and degrees through the right channels, through hard work. Then you have a few rotten apples who are going to steal and use fake documents to get into the system. We are completely destroying the generations that are coming.
Okay.
We are actually instilling values that we should be getting out of them. We're engraving bad values. Values of dishonesty. Values of lack of integrity, no hard work, shortcut. Okay? That, everything should be punished. So it is a dangerous thing. And the Public Service Commission, okay, I'm glad that they've taken action now, but they are a bit too late in the day. These are things that should have been done ages, long time ago.
Then what does this show about the recruitment and promotion also? Because we have people that looked at these certificates and gave these people jobs. We have people that promoted people. What does this show about this whole process in public service?
The process, I can tell you, public service in this country it has a very strong foundation. If there's something that we inherited from the colonial master, is a very solid public service. And those who were there before us ensured that the public service remained professional. The public service in this country started taking a dive when President Uhuru Kenyatta took over. Then meritocracy was swept under the carpet. It has now been made worse during President Ruto'S short time in office. That it's not about merit. It's about stealing. It's about corruption. It's about being inefficient. So anybody who has values, anybody who is on the other ship, where you believe in merit, you believe in good education, you are not given a badge of honor. This administration has proved that for you to be anything in this country, you must be given a badge of honor that shows that you are incompetent, you are a crook, you are not qualified. That is a badge that you must have. So if you have a badge that doesn't have those merits, then I'm sorry, you're not getting anywhere. But it's a very bad state to be in, because it's not only affecting us in Kenya here, it goes beyond our boundaries. And the quicker we resolve this matter, the better. I still believe that our public service, if left to act independently, they can do the job. They've done it before, they can do it now. But if you interfere and force our public service to develop job analysis that fits your description, that accommodates your people. This is the first time I've seen people who are being employed. During Kibaki's tenure, if the job spec said that Jadiel must have a degree, you had to have a degree. Okay? No shortcut. But this one, the degree can be replaced by a birth certificate. This administration.
As long as you're a citizen.
As long as you can produce a birth certificate and an ID, you will be given a job as a director.
What is the expectation, Kisia, now that the PSC boss has handed the findings to the EACC and the DCI?
You see, this is a waste of time, okay? Because it's their commitment from the top. Because if the top is going to call and say, wachana na Jadiel, hata kama aliforge kidogo. Because we've seen people passing through heavy duty laundry machines. We've seen. People with corruption cases, thieves, people who have looted public. We have seen them being cleaned. We have seen the same DPP, either failing to appear in court or presenting weak cases in court. We have seen poor investigations by EACC. I see those people going nowhere. In fact, they are talking about 2,000. That number is greater than 2,000, I can tell you. So where are the other people? Have they removed a zero? That number is greater than 2,000, I can tell you for free. The people who have fake certificates, fake degrees, how many?
They're still investigating.
In fact, forget about those 2,000. If indeed EACC and DCI want to confirm to Kenyans that they're serious with what they're doing, I want them to investigate a few of our governors. I want them to investigate a few of our senators, some of our members of parliament, and so on and so forth. And we know them, because even some cases they're in court.
Yes.
Because the only thing you have in your file is a birth certificate. But you replace it with a fake degree from, I don't know from where. The other thing is also that I really get worried about, and I saw this thing more than 20 years ago. Our institutions of higher learning, they have also lowered the quality of education. How can you admit people to the university? The only thing he does or she does is paying school fees because they have the money. They never attend classes. They never do project. They never do a teamwork. You know, as a team presentations in class. They do none of those. But you see them graduating with honors degrees.
Yes.
Even these higher institutes of learning need to be investigated because they are churning out very poor quality fellows. Because the only thing they're interested in money, making money, getting fellows. I mean, people should, improve themselves, go back to college and so on and so forth. But the universities or institutions of higher learning should not only receive the check, they must make sure that those fellows do what any other student is required to do.
Let's continue this conversation as we wind up. Shame in the government. We're taking a look. Cabinet Secretary Moses Kuria together with Cabinet Secretary Aisha Jumwa contradicting each other. Or actually, Jumwa calling out Moses Kuria after tweeted on Sunday that he's going to have all music copyrights and royalties paid through eCitizen. Aisha Jumwa coming out and says, I like the zeal of my colleague and my friend on Honorable Moses Kuria, and in the spirit of one government approach, this opinion is valid. However, my ministry, through the State of Department of Culture and Arts and Heritage, is in charge and is working. Once discussions are concluded, the ministry will pronounce itself on the next case of action. We are talking about eCitizen here in Kenya, Kisia, and everyone is thinking about our fees is going to be paid through eCitizen. eCitizen now, Moses Kuria says music copyrights and royalties through eCitizen. But why would Jumwa go ahead and contradict, or actually try to show her powers to the public through X, instead of just calling Kuria and saying, look, this is not your department, I will just, we will deal with it and then we will talk later. Why do all this in public?
You see, Jed, we have said so many times that this is an administration full of incompetent fellows. Yeah? The people don't know what they're supposed to do. But then you cannot blame them because they didn't appoint themselves. We must blame the person who has appointed them. Yeah. Okay? If he was comfortable appointing fellows who are incompetent, why are we even wasting time talking about these people who have been appointed? They didn't appoint themselves. Yeah. The other thing is, and you must appreciate, that any manager, good manager, would want to surround himself or herself with people who are qualified. When you see a manager surrounding himself or herself with people who are incompetent and unqualified, he is a guy who is not sure of himself. So, the story is short and sweet. His Excellency, President William Ruto, knows why he has done that. No, he knows very neatly and clearly why he wants to surround himself with such people.
Why?
But, so that he stands out alone.
Oh, okay.
That's a weak leader. Yeah. You want to stand out alone and you want such characters around you. So, you see, one, I am not even surprised that the two went in public. Because if each one of them has assigned duties, you know what it's supposed to be doing. You don't cross the line. You cannot hide under one government approach. After all, we know it's one government. But each person has defined role, defined responsibilities. Why would you cross the line if you have anything to do with another ministry? During Kibaki's time, we used to have sectorial groups. Were about, I think, 5 or 6 of them. So they would meet, discuss issues affecting that sector, yeah, take a position, a common position, and then communicate that to the public, and then get approvals from cabinet. Okay, I don't know whether that one is still there in this William Ruto's administration. Yeah, but you can see these are people who don't know what they're supposed to be doing. Again, I go back to the appointing authority. Has he given them clear, defined roles, not just on paper? Have they been taken through? Because sometimes you can be given a document and you don't know what the document is all about because you're not qualified, you're not competent.
Yeah.
So it's a piece of paper. For you, it's just a piece of paper, another piece of paper. You need to synthesize, appreciate what has been written there. Okay? So if you don't understand, you don't expect any better results from such a person. Now, you talked about e-citizen.
Yes.
E-citizen is a good thing. Or electronic payments is a good thing. I can tell you, I think City Hall was the first one during my tenure to roll out this e-citizen and any electronic payment system.
Yeah.
We started with parking. Okay, but we went through the processes, reviewing what we had, setting a clear roadmap as to where we wanted to go, involving stakeholders, and then implementing the project. So, if you are doing it to increase efficiency in collection, being effective, so that the customer, the customers can feel you, can get better services. If you're talking about collections in an efficient manner, I think that is okay. In an economical manner, that is okay. But the way I can see these people in a rush to automate all the services, particularly when it comes to cash, I can tell you they are driven by one thing. They want to make money from this thing. Yeah. Because they have not come out clean. Have they said, why are these services not free? Or why are they not being rolled out at the most affordable? Because it's about efficiency, increasing efficiency. You can't tell me you're becoming efficient and you're becoming economical when a parent who uses bananas to pay school fees is being asked to not only pay school fees in cash, through the platform, but pay a convenience fee. Why is that service provided at the most economical fashion? Yeah? Why not 1 shilling or 2 shillings? Why is it 50 bob? I can tell you that the way this thing has been crafted, people are making billions of shillings at the expense of poor Kenyans. Billions of shillings. I can tell you billions of shillings are being made through what they call the service fees. But those services, let them come out clean. Let the Kenya Kwanza administration come out clean and tell us who are these people providing the services and why must Kenyans pay 50 shillings, 100 shillings? Why not 1 shilling and 2 shillings?
You don't think it's the government running e-citizen?
They're private fellows behind this thing. Take it from me. They're private fellows behind this thing. Question is, why 50 shillings? Why 100 bob? Why not 1 shilling or 2 shillings? Because you're talking about efficiency, being economical.
Yeah.
Okay? So if you're doing that, if the services were costing, maybe before it were costing 50 shillings, because of economies of scale, they've captured everybody in one basket, the prices of providing the same service should come down. But people have found a very easy way of making money, billions of shillings. These guys, by the time they're done with you, you will not have a country. If you are lucky, you'll still be breathing, because they're milking Kenyans. They're milked everything. They're now milking blood. I think by the time we get to 2027, there'll be no Kenyans. We'll all be finished.
We're talking about shame in KK government. We've talked about Korea versus Juma, forged certificate. President William Ruto heckled. This is shameful when you look at the state of government in this country. How would you advise the president to get his house in order?
You see, it is simple. President William Ruto must behave like a president. He needs to look at his job description again. I think he has not looked at it. He is still behaving like a youth for Kano, 92. He is forgetting that he is the CEO of the state corporation called Kenya. So he's supposed to be giving direction. He's supposed to be running with our Vision 2030. Forget about his plan, Vision 2030. Yeah? But he is on a rooftop from Monday to Monday, threatening youth, just talk about taxes, and if he's not on the rooftop, he is in the aircraft. Okay?
Yeah.
And people blamed Moi for buying that aircraft. Now you can see its use. There's a guy who is utilizing that aircraft. It's William Ruto. Okay? He's going for some useless meetings and giving 10-minute speech and crafting another trip somewhere, to make it relevant. Trips that can be handled, meetings that can be handled by our ambassadors, in those countries. Trips that can be handled by permanent secretaries or cabinet secretaries. But the man is everywhere. So if he's not on the rooftop, the only time he takes a break is when he goes to church.
So your advice to him is to
let him sit down and do the job of a CEO. What he's doing is not the CEO's job, on a rooftop and going for every meeting, creating every avenue to be out of his country. Maybe when the heat is too much. I mean, what the hell is going on?
It goes abroad. Thank you for tuning in into Philip Kisia Unscripted. What advice do you have for the president? What would you like to tell him? Leave a comment down below. Kisia, as people are heading for the weekend, what are you telling them?
Now, I have a very, very special message for people, you guys who are in the media. I've seen, they have really raided media houses. They are taking, I don't know when you're leaving this YouTube channel. I don't know when you're leaving. I will not be surprised when you tell me this is the last show. Those of you who are going there to join this government, just know one thing. You are ending your careers. You are leaving organized institutions that are respected, going to a place that people don't value. So if you think, those of you who are leaving, and I wish you well, those of you who are leaving, if you think you are going to a better place, you are making a very big mistake. Okay? Those institutions that you are leaving have made your career. They have made you who you are. The industry has made you who you are. But just because somebody else is throwing a few shillings your side, and you are leaving well-organized institutions to an institution that has no mandate from people, that people don't respect, that is coming down, is crumpling down, you are going to fall with a third, and you are going to fall with them. So go and enjoy. Go and enjoy, but just know that nobody will trust you once you've crossed that line. We were trusting you when you were this side. Immediately you join crooks, Kenyans will have no space for you. So go and enjoy the parks, because there are good parks there. I'm told you're getting very good parks. Enjoy the parks. Enjoy the eating. But I pray that you don't join the looting. Okay? And for the media houses, that is why it is important to, to always train people so that when these fellows leave, there's no gap. We don't feel the gap. Wakienda wanaenda, get somebody else.
Your message is for media practitioners today. Thank you for tuning in to Philip Kisia Unscripted. These conversations, I hope, will help in shaping the policy decisions of our political leaders. Until we do talk again, have yourself a lovely rest of your day. Have a great weekend.